Hello and welcome. My name is Elisa di Napoli, and today I want to answer some questions that some of my clients have been asking. And Abby says that she would like to talk about how to be focused and stay motivated on the things that you don't love, but that you have committed to how to accept situations that are less than perfect and handle frustration and not meeting your own perceived ideas of perfection. So there's quite a lot there. There's ideas about expectations on yourself and setting the bar quite high, as high as it can be really when we talk about perfection. And also it's about staying motivated on the things that you don't love but have committed to. So let's start with that one. It's important to look at your motivation. Why did you commit to this course of action in the first place? Say that it was a degree. You started a degree in English literature. Was it your idea? Was it somebody else's idea? Was it somebody else's expectation on you? Did you really want to do it, basically? If you didn't, then actually what's happening here is that you're not in alignment with your deepest desire. So it's not maybe such a good idea to keep going. It might be easier to cut your losses and let it go. On the other hand, if this is something you wanted to do and now realize, actually, after studying English literature, I realized that I actually want to do maths, well then it's a matter of looking at how to get into maths. Do you have just one more exam to finish, and maybe it's a good idea to keep going. But if you have 2 years to go, maybe it's much better to cut your losses and change course. If on the other hand you're like, actually, I love English literature, but there's just this, professor that's giving me a hard time, or I'm finding it really hard to study for whatever reason, there's an obstacle there, then we need to look at the obstacle and figure out how to resolve that specific obstacle rather than throw away the entire course because of it. So when you know what the obstacle is, you will need to work directly on overcoming it. And what's going to help you here is also always keeping at the back of your mind the benefits that you're going to get once you have actually overcome that obstacle, and the costs that you might incur if you didn't put enough effort into overcoming that obstacle. Now, in terms of perfectionism, you see, perfectionism is a trap because it's basically setting a standard, expectations that are not realistic. It sets you up for inevitable failure because those standards are way too high. And why do we do this? Usually it's a coping mechanism that we adopt when we're children, often with critical parents that are never really happy no matter what we do, and then we think, okay, if I'm perfect, if a version of me in the future is going to be absolutely unreproachable, I will never be rejected again. There is no danger of being criticized again. So it's a protection against that vulnerability. So what we need to do is accept that actually vulnerability is a good thing and makes us human, and everybody has flaws, and these flaws are actually what makes us unique. In fact, the world needs what you have to offer. And to be a perfectionist is actually be rather selfish. You're taking away from others who you are, what you got to offer that's unique. And on the other hand, it's important to look at the gaps in our skills as an opportunity to get better and learn more, expand our knowledge and our understanding of ourselves and the world and other people. And you can learn from others what they know and what you don't know. So if you detach your ego, your sense of worth from how much you know, and you just accept that you're okay where you are right now, then really all that matters is your best effort. if you keep that as the goal, then you can't really fail unless you just don't give it any effort. When you lower your expectations, you are going to give yourself a chance to actually enjoy what you're doing a little bit more, and knowing that the more you honor your needs, the more you're going to be able to produce. But also that it doesn't matter whether you produce or not, because your worth is not linked to what you actually do. You know, you're worthy of being here and being loved, and regardless of whether you achieve or not. With this, I hope I have answered your question. If you have any other questions, please be in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you, and just leave me a comment if you had any moments, any sort of, I never thought about that moments in this video. Thank you very much.